Hi everybody, going to do a video on this LED smart bulb that I picked up recently. A few, I don't know, 2 months ago, I picked up a set of those wyze bulbs, and truth be told, I was one of the folks that had some issues with them. I mean, when they work great, but I had issues with them turning on at random times. So it sent me down the rabbit hole of LED smart bulbs, and I found this one. So this bulb, it's pretty generic looking, at least in the packaging. They let you know on the front it works with all the different smart home items, you know, the Google, the Amazon, and if this then that. It works with the Smartlife Ap, which for me personally, I like that because most of my devices run through the Smartlife Ap, even if they're written for other brands. So that's good to know, and I don't need to pair, or not pair, but allow new skills. You know, keeps the access down on my accounts. Now this one, they have some specs on the back. We'll see how those specs look if we need to, I guess. It's RGBW. They do have a warm white, cool white, which I do want to look for. I didn't know they had that until I got this one. That's what the other bulbs I was talking about. I'll leave a link to the video on those in the bottom. But the warm white, cool white, I do like that feature. So they have some other, you know, bits on the back here, dimmable, set timers, etc. So let's open it up, the packaging at least, and see what we have. Alright, I got that top open. And let's see, it's in a nice clamshell. That's pretty cool. Set that there and check the paperwork. A little Amazon let us know if you have any issues card. It's good to know. And then the manual. Now, interestingly, they have a stapled manual. They also have this clamshell, which is pretty interesting. It's not cheap packaging. It's just not like a bulb inside a cardboard thing with one of those fold-out envelopes. Stapling, while seems simple, you know, it is extra expense, so that's pretty interesting to see. Contents: English, Dutch, French, Spanish, and Italian. There's our QR for the Smartlife Ap, and then how to connect it. So quick configuration. That usually works for me. I have had to do AP mode before, but for the most part that works. Let's see what else we have. That's how to do AP mode. And then how to add the skills to your smart home for the Echo. And then here are some warm tips. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Warm tips. I don't know. Anyway, not a bad manual. Let's look at the bulb now. Looks like pretty much every other LED bulb out there. It has that metal base. Actually, yeah, feels like, yeah, it's metal. It's that molded stuff. I guess it's maybe aluminum or magnesium, or maybe just some sort of pot metal mix. Then you have the crimped threaded neutral, and then our little push-in button for the hot. I'm probably not taking it all the way down to there. Yeah, we'll see. Let's get the top off and not send it across the room. That was pretty good. There's the top. Yeah, this is... Oh, actually, one moment. Here's the other bulb I was talking about. The one that I'm not using now because it keeps turning on by itself. But look at that. Look at that. Same bases. Let's pop the cover off that one. Okay, the cover on the other one is larger, or on the new one is larger. See, that should look like, well, you know, they should be equal sized. but the general shape is the same, and you can see even when you look on the inside, the electronics are, you know, they're not too far off. Although personally, when I open these up and I see this one and I see this one, I like the look of this one better. So let's get back to it. I just wanted to run off on a tangent and share how all these basically look the same. So now that we're inside, we can see that we have a manufacturer's mark. And I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. AOYCOCR. Not even going to try. And that's it for markings. We have our voltage, 110 to 240, 50, 60 hertz. 10 watt, 900 lumen RGB plus 2700K warm white LEDs. And I see what they're doing. That's actually pretty clever. I'm sure other companies have done this, but this is the first RGBW Wi-Fi bulb I've taken apart. I think it's the only one I've taken. Maybe it was another one, but oh, there was a cheapy one, but it was then, well, forget it. Anyway, this one, they have the RGB LEDs ringing the center, and those are 1 watt or 3 watt. Does it say? No. Just RGBW V1.3, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. And looking at the traces, if I'm looking at this right, they're all in parallel. So they're going to be low voltage. I might try and hook up the meter to this. We'll see when we get there. Then we have all of these warm white LEDs around the outside, and they are series parallel. So we have power sneaking under this LED, positive going in there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then it jumps out and runs around the outside and goes back into here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 2 strings of 10 in parallel. So that's what, 30 volts maybe? Something like that. Curious. I wonder why, probably the way they control it. Alright, so the next step is, let's get under that. So I don't see any screws, so I'm hoping it's just kind of held down with shmoo. So let's see if we can pop this up. Doesn't really want to move, does it? I don't really want to wreck this. Okay, I think I got it starting to move. Alright, so I got this to pop loose, actually, this center part, so it will come out. But I figured before we pull it apart, just in case I break something, let's turn it on and see how it works. Now we have to pair it to my network first, which would be easier if I remember to bring my phone with me. Alright, so now it's on, and according to the instructions, we're going to add something. I have the Smartlife Ap open, so you can see right there. How to make the light blink rapidly. Add device. Smart, so lighting, okay. Lighting, on and off 3 times. Alright. 1, 2, 3. No? let's see, on, off, on, off, on. Let's see, power on. There we go. Confirm indicator is blinking rapidly. I have my Wi-Fi in there. And now it is connecting. Ooh, that's bright. You can see it's connecting. And now, there we go. Now it's just on. So you have to have it on. And you go off, on, off, on. And then it should blink that way. Well, here we are. New light named Smart Lamp Q9 found. Done. I'm going to leave it named that for the moment. But we can go to color. There we are. We have some red. We can go to some blue. Some lighter blue. Get some green. Some yellow. Off. On. We can just click back on white, and then there's the brightness. And that's a nice warm white. So, it's like most other light bulbs out there. So now let's get to the fun part. Let's open it up. And here's my little filming rig I put together. Otherwise we'd have a lamp pointing this right into the camera, and that would be annoying. Now that we've seen it work, let's see what makes it work. So it felt like there may have been some glue, or maybe these edges were under tension, but I felt it pop, and then it came up. Okay, it looks like it was probably just pressed in. I see marks on the inside that are not for me, where the edges were. But then I also noticed the module looks like it may unplug. Or is that just a standoff? A really cool valve. That's just a standoff. But that's okay. We can see it. It is a Alright, that is an ESP8266 AC, I think it said. EX. ESP8266EX. Now if we look at the board, and I don't bang the camera with my head, if we look at the board, we can see that it has GPIO 5, ground, and then power. And then on this side we have GPIO 14, 12, and 15. So they're not using all the GPIOs, and that's fine. They don't really need them. They need one for each color, and then one for the white. So that gives us 4. So if we were to reprogram it, which, what do we have? There's GPIO 0 on the back, and then RX and TX. So we could reprogram this. So maybe at some point I'll think about that, but for now, pardon me, for now it's going to just sit right here. The power supply is, it's actually managed, it looks like. Hopefully you can see down in there. Power comes in through the red wire. There's a fuse. There's a resistor. You can see it down there behind the green one. There's a black, brown. It's kind of hard to see, but you know it's going to be a low value resistor, flame proof. 1 ohm, 10 ohm, something like that. Then it goes through a bridge rectifier, which you can see down the bottom, there. And then we have a pair of capacitors. Looks like one on either side of that green. Looks like it's an inductor, so they probably one on either side of the inductor. Then it goes into the switching supply. There's another inductor there. It's probably on the output. I'm trying to see how they're doing all the power. It looks like, if I look at these chips down there, they're probably for setting the different voltages. We have the power out to the white LEDs and then the power out to the RGB. Oh, actually, you know what? Being that I have that other setup, let's plug this in and see if we can measure the voltages. So this should just, yep, it just presses back in. I put it back together, but I put the top one, which defeats the purpose of measuring the voltage. So let's see, how can I do this without swamping the camera? I'm just going to point it off to the side so you'll be able to see the reflective light. So we'll go to DC volts and turn it on. So now that is the white, as you can see. So I should have checked to see what ground was. Let's see, what's negative in this case? That's negative. Yeah, that'll be negative. Alright. Alright, so we're getting 2.8 across each LED. So 2.8 times 10 is about 28 volts. So they have 28 volts in parallel, which makes sense. Now, let me make sure that's at full brightness. I don't know. Doesn't look like they're doing it with PWM, but what do I know? I can't really tell yet. So let's see, we're at the white setting. Oh, I have it down to 36%. So this is 1%. And let's see if it's still 2.8 volts. .65. Okay. And that's 100. And what do we have? 3.1 volts. Alright. Now I think I can use the same ground point, that one. So there, let's see, let's turn that backlight on so that we can all see, because I see spots right now. We have 88 volts, nothing. 88, what's on this one? Same thing. 155. Oh, these must be in series then. So anyway, you get the idea. Let's put that cover back on so it's not as obnoxious, and we'll go through the colors again. It does have a saturation, which is kind of cool. Huh. So that's with the saturation all the way down. How are they doing that? They're just turning them all on and making it white, or their version of white. And that's off, on. There's the brightness all the way down, brightness all the way up. Let's go about 50, and then put that saturation, bring all the color back in. So it doesn't follow your finger until you pick it up. Then it changes. Which, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's just an observation. See, so if I go to blue and let go, then it goes to blue. So it doesn't just change as you drag it around, but that's fine. Here you go. So that is the AOYCOCR LED smart bulb. If you have any questions about it, or if you want one, look below. I'm going to put a link to Amazon there. And then if you have you know, questions, comments, all that fun stuff, go a little bit lower, and you can type it in and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So, as always, thank you for watching.